thanks.
Good.
So, will you tell me, what do you do, where are the places you go to locally just to improve your well-being?
Well, one of the things I always suffered from and found very difficult was I had a lot of anxiety, which was always a problem if I was in unpredictable areas where there were crowds of people in town and that sort of thing. And I sort of tend to used to walk around, I used to sort of describe my life in the shadows, ducking in and out of doorways, hugging the sides of streets, just so that I had a hat down, eyes to the floor. But over time, using gradual exposure, I learned to be able to get in and out and amongst people and that sort of thing. And now what I love is the anonymity of hiding in plain sight. I love to be amongst the crowds. If you go into the central town, into the pedestrianised area, you've got places like Pret a Manger there, where I can sit outside, watching the world go by, and no one knows I've got my mental health problems. No one knows anything about me. I'm just there, I've got my paper, I haven't got a label in the back saying personality disorder. You know, it's just people say, I know people well enough there that they say hello. And the other place I like to do that is sitting on the steps outside the museum, just watching the world go by. You've got the sun tends to be there in the afternoons, I can sit there with my paper, and it's just normality for me. Hiding in plain sight is a great advantage.
And being outside as well.
Yeah. You know, for me, what a couple of years ago would have taken a mammoth amount of planning, I would have had to have gone perhaps to the top of a high street, top of a road, walk down 20 yards, come back, and next day and walk back down there 30 yards, back and forth, doing this all through CBT therapy. You know, that's not necessary anymore. Yeah, and I really enjoy it. I also find that there's separate things, exercise. Really, any exercise you can do. And I hadn't done any sort of sport in 20 years. And now I study a mixed martial art, and it's brilliant. And again, I go there 3 or 4 times a week, and no one knows anything about me. And there's a real social aspect there. It's much better than the gym because you work with a partner throughout the session. So you chat in a way, you're talking about other things as well. You develop friendships, but the friendships have their boundaries of the confinement of in the gym where you're training. So you go in there, you know, you're not talking about the ins and outs of your life. You're just talking about, did you see the telly last night? Did you see the football at the weekend? Oh, you know we're learning this tonight. That's it. You're out there for an hour, and the benefits for your social interaction and your physical well-being, which improves your mental well-being, is huge.
Is that quite full on? Is that really you doing proper contact stuff?
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, we've got pads all around our face. Yeah. It was great. First time I got all my padding and all that sort of thing. I stood there in the mirror with a pair of pants. I could have put it on one of those sort of niche websites, I'm sure. But no, it's good. Yeah. But you're protected. You know, I've got 15 pieces of kit that I can put on my body all over the place. But it is fun and it's good.
So there must be something in that then, just actually being able to kind of physically kind of engage with other persons, swing around.
Yeah. It's one of the problems with mental health is the lack of freedom to do. The freedom to do, you just don't have it. You know, because everything there's limitations. Whatever you can do, wherever you can go to do those things, and gradually, you know, whether you start things become habitual, so things become instinctive. You know, and to go to the gym. It's a 3-hour round trip with an hour. The class is an hour. It's at Stanley by the time I get there and all that sort of thing, changing and all that. And I wouldn't swap it for anything. I've been going about 5 months now and I really enjoy it. I'm not saying you have to go to do a contact sport like that. You start a walking group, there's lots of walking groups around town. You know, there's groups in town where you go and meet to the cinema. You know, but one of the things I found, one of the benefits that I found is, although I have done a lot of groups involving other mental health service users, is as I've got better, is to step out of that. And to start just doing things with people that share a common interest, and that common interest doesn't involve mental health. Common interest might involve a sport, or the gym. There's discussion groups about, there's walking groups about, there's all sorts of things like that.
And it's figuring out what's right for your personality, because I think sometimes something's about, you know, you can sort of think, is this right for my mental health problem? This is the group for my mental health problem. And when you start thinking about what's right for my personality.
Big distinction. Yeah. And this society getting better as well. You're doing things out of pleasure, not out of necessity. And ideally you can get a bit of both. And I think I'm finding that. everything I've done over the last 5, 6, 7 years has I've either done it because it's beneficial to my mental health, or when I'm poorly, I've done things that are detrimental to my mental health. And now I'm hopefully finding things that fit that I'm able to encompass both beneficial and also something that suits my personality, as you say. You know, and that's so there's you know, I've hopefully gone through the pain part and I'm now enjoying the pleasure part without being detrimental to my mental health as well. So it's but we'll see. Anyway.
That's fantastic.
Cool.
Thank you.
No worries. All right. No worries.